What is up, ladies and gents, and welcome to day 9 of the Crimefest Roundup. Today we are looking at State of the Art, which unsurprisingly brought with it the new art gallery heist. I say new, it is actually day 1 of Framing Frame put into a single day heist. But don't worry, it's not a complete redo in that we now have pre-planning and you can shape the heist more to your own ideas. So, though I'm a huge fan of pre-planning, I'd like to see there be a little more variety within this option so that we could do it in ways we could never before, but overall it doesn't offer much more than Assets did, but I guess it maybe allows for a more specialized setup, a stealth setup or a loud setup. So overall I think it's made it into a more polished mission. It's also been edited on day 1 of Framing Frame, so it's probably a slightly easier mission to complete there. But I remember when the idea behind this was posed, and I was a bit perplexed at the idea of just redoing a heist that's already in the game. Why not put efforts into something else? Well, now I've thought about it, I think this was mainly because there was a large percentage of people completing day 1 Framing Frame, because it's a really fun stealth heist, but then either not having the time or being slightly bored by day 2 and 3. And therefore they weren't getting any rewards for doing one of their favourite missions. So I think Overkill has decided to allow you to get rewards and complete your favourite heist, and used it to sort of seamlessly add some of the new pre-planning content. And I think this is going to usher in an age where we get a lot of small edits to old heists, and I like the idea behind that. Being able to have more control of how the heist goes down thanks to pre-planning is really important in Payday. So overall I actually really like that section of the state of the art update, and more heists are always a nice surprise. Of course you're not paying for it, and it sort of rekindled my love with Framing Frame Day 1 Stealth. But that's not all the update added. There's a couple more things to talk about. Primarily, one of the graphical ideas I was most interested in when it was posed was the day-night cycle, and it's here, but it's sort of here in pieces. We now have 2 heists that have a day or night option. You can't choose the option, but from my short testing, it seemed like it goes on a rota, so it goes day, night, day, night. Maybe I wish it wasn't that predictable, but it could just be that's how it's fallen for me, having picked the heist about 4 times, 5 times to test. But the 2 heist, it is now on day 1 of Big Oil. I'd like to see it come on to day 2 as well. I think that could be a really awesome night heist, especially if you're trying to stealth it and watch Dogs day 1 and day 2. So overall it's actually quite a fresh, new, more dynamic way to play, in my opinion. It's changing things up more, and particularly on Watch Dogs, I really like day 1 in nighttime. It's quite an enjoyable experience because I'm so used to playing one of my favourite heists during the day. I know a lot of you aren't all that interested in the graphical changes and just want to play the damn game, but it does make some small changes to how the map works. Cloakers are going to be slightly harder to see, and it just adds a heavier layer of atmosphere, which is perfect with Halloween just around the corner. Some things I would like to see added, of course, is just more heists. Rats was, for example, shown in the original concept art, and we haven't got that. We only have, like I said, Watch Dogs and Big Oil. And another thing I would like to see be more consistent is a proper time frame. So say you do Watch Dogs day 1 at night, you then do Watch Dogs day 2 in the day or in the morning, and in that way you feel a real sense of time has progressed, and it feels more like a heist is actually being undertaken, as opposed to you just being airlifted into different sections. So that's one way I would like this to be improved ever so slightly, but overall I really like the idea behind it, and it's been pulled off quite well. Finally, and this is for the modders out there, some of your modding tools, or I guess options, have been improved. It's a little easier to now apply the mods, I believe, in game, so it's easier for someone like me who maybe tampering with a little bit of modding, and who just likes to play other people's mods to get them set up. And so it's just a more comfortable system to work around, and it won't scare people away with unnecessary complexities. So there's a lot to Overkill, and what's really great about that is they've actually been meeting with some of the top modders, i.e. guys from Last Bullet and the Hoxhood team, and talking about how to improve it if Workshop isn't coming. But I do have a feeling they may be working on some Workshop functions, but otherwise Overkill is clearly doing their best to support you guys. And if you haven't checked the mods out previously, there is a Nexus that I was recently made aware of. Payday 2 is on the Nexus, of course, the Nexus which has things like Skyrim mods and Fallout mods, more famously I guess, so definitely check that out. The link will be in the description below, and if not, lastbullet.com also is a great hub for mods. Again, link below. So that was day 9 of State of the Art. Overall a well-rounded day, nothing too revolutionary, and I think with a little bit more time, some of the new additions, such as the new framing frame day 1 and the day-night cycle, could be improved on, but I have the utmost faith that Overkill is working on it. Now just looking into the future, we have the King of the Jungle coming tomorrow, which is, as many of you have pointed out, more than likely the brand new enemy we're going to have to deal with. Sounds pretty scary, maybe someone working around melee, similar to the Cloaker. Who knows? I'm excited, and I'll see you all on the 25th of October for the Day 10 Crimefest Roundup.